Hey y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jeannie. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to share an estate sale haul with y'all, as well as a church rummage sale and a garage sale in this video. I may break it into two parts, but I may just go ahead and just film on through. So I'm just going to get started here, and I hope this gives you some ideas for thrifty items you can find to use in your journals. So, well, I'll start off this first item. It's not for journals, even though I know a lot of us would love to cut it up. I promise I won't, right now anyway. But this is a little dress. It's from Old Navy, but it is so cute. It's got these little birds and these flowers. I love these colors so much. So I thought this would be so fun to wear this summer. So I grabbed that for myself. I also grabbed a handful of these. I think they're called Hishi beads. Is that what they're called? Wait, there's earrings and 3 bracelets. Okay, I thought I grabbed 4 of these, but so they're just, you know, those little cute little bracelets. I feel like they're super summery and cute. And my intentions with these, I'm not cutting these up either. I was going to give my daughter-in-law and daughters each one, and then I thought I had one for myself, but I feel like they need to be stacked, right? I think there is another one actually, because the other one said mama on it, which they're all 3 mamas, but yeah, I just thought these were fun to wear this summer. And then same with the earrings. These are super cute. So I grabbed those. I did grab, this was a very large tablecloth. This was actually at an estate sale. And y'all, this estate sale, I actually went back twice. So my husband and I went. He was actually off this Thursday, and we went. And honestly, it did not look like there was anything that I would be interested in. Like, not really any fabrics, not really anything. And then it was almost too overwhelming for me. There was just a lot of stuff. Sometimes I'm in the mood to dig, sometimes I'm not. Most of the time, lately, I'm just not. And when we left, I said, I feel like I'm missing something, you know, and it was a good 25 minutes or so away, but my daughter wanted to go back because they actually had a bunch of wind chimes, and I washed those, soaked those seashells. So they evidently had collected. He was retired military. I think they were stationed near the beach at one time. I mean, you know, you just kind of piece clues together, and you know, I make up stories in my head. I do. They're good stories, but anyways, I grabbed a couple of those. My daughter wanted to go back to see the wind chimes, and so I grabbed a couple of those because I was gonna cut them apart and use the shells. They already have the holes drilled in them to use for charms. I kind of wish I'd have went back and got a couple more, but I just grabbed the first 2 to try it, and I feel like those are going to be so perfect. I'm doing some ocean themed journals right now. Again, you may be watching this in a couple months. This is July, but of 2025. Anyways, which I got enough shells out of those that I'll probably be keeping some for the next couple years, but I just grabbed 2 of them. Anyways, the first time I filled up a whole like copy paper size box of stuff. Nope, just kidding, not the first time. The first time I just grabbed a few items, and I think I might have spent, it was actually like $7. It was $7 that day for me and my husband. And then when my daughter and I went back, they charged me $4 for a whole copy paper box full of just what I could fit in it. And I just was able to find so many fun things there. And if you'd have asked me, was there anything good, I'd been like, nah, not really. But when I went back and actually just looked, I found some treasures. So all that said, I found this, I asked, were there any linens or anything? And she was like, there's a closet full down the hall. She must have just meant, you know, just blankets and stuff. That's all I could find. But I did dig through them, and I found this one. It was just a super large tablecloth, and it had has the embroidered, like this olivey green and these peach roses. So I've been running across a lot of peach stuff lately, so I'm just saving it over to the side, and I'll either use this on a wedding album or maybe a peachy themed. This fall might be pretty to use these colors. I don't know, we'll see. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see what I end up doing with these colors. But I also grabbed this. These were the only 2 linens I found. I'm pretty sure this is all I found the whole time, but I meant both trips, but the first trip, I know this was the only 2. This was a table runner or dresser scarf, and it was just these little doilies. And I like to cut these up and use them in the journals or wrap. Some special journals come wrapped in, that I sell, come wrapped in things like that. But anyways, I grabbed these. I grabbed, well, let me grab something. So I'm waiting till, I'm trying not to get this on my desk because I do need to dip it in some Dawn Power Wash and some heavy duty cleaner. But this was out in her building. She was a florist, so she had some fun little fabric trims, and this is a canvas trim with these yellow ducks with the little scarves on. Like, these are so cute, but I'm definitely gonna have to soak this and hope it comes clean. But again, it was just pennies, so I thought if it doesn't come clean, I'll just trash it. And honestly, y'all, I've piled all of these things together from these 3 sales, so I'm just going to show you. I know you probably don't even care where it come from anyway. But so I grabbed these at a church rummage sale. They were $1 a piece. And I'm pretty sure they're just plain inside. I just grabbed them for friend mail because I knew someone that would really like these. But I do think it's just plain white t-shirts on the inside, which would actually be really cute to alter these little t-shirts. So I may keep like half of it, like the t-shirt part. I grabbed this little book. I got this for my grandbabies. Kiss Kiss Little Fish. I don't know, I just thought that would be so cute. That's just so cute, you know, with the little tactile little tails. Okay, so I grabbed some books. These were 50 cents a piece at a garage sale. I do remember that. I'm getting old, y'all, because I used to remember details like crazy, and lately, this was literally just 2 days ago, but I don't remember. I do remember getting these at a garage sale for 50 cents. I just thought these butterfly images were really cute and realistic looking to use. This, I thought a lot of y'all would love. Pages of these in your journals. It's the kawaii, however you say that, kawaii, I don't know, Sweet World. But these images are so cute. I mean, this would just be a cute book to make some of these things. But I mean, look at these little penguin brownies. That's precious. I may let my daughters look at this before I cut it up. That's so cute. Oh, look at the turtle. Oh my goodness, yeah, these are precious. Oh my goodness. Lemon bars. That's a really cute book. I grabbed these for $1 a piece. I've collected, that's been my thing, I guess, since I started making junk journals. Before I would even buy things, I would go and I would look at the old brooches, and I always thought I'm gonna wrap all of my journals with a brooch. Now, fast forward several years, I've done it several times, but not every journal. But I still love finding a certain, you know, just looking for that special one. So these I thought would be beautiful on patriotic journals. So I did grab, I had 2 of those. I grabbed this bag of watercolors for $2. They're just little Target dollar spot watercolors, but I mean, they were regularly 3 a piece, and I got all 3 packs for $2. I just love the packaging. This packaging sold me, but I feel like these colors would be so fun this summer to watercolor some things. And here's the brighter ones. Oh, there's 2 of these. Good, because I actually thought, well, if I don't use them, I'll give them to my daughter. She's such an artist, but yeah, I might give her a pack of these. I did grab this book. I have 5 grandbabies. I had 5 grandbabies in 3 years' time, this past 3 years, but actually the oldest will turn 4 in September. And at the moment, none of them are going to be a big brother, but I went ahead and grabbed that because I thought that was cute for, I mean, 2 of them are big brothers, even at 3 and 4, but this is more like for when the baby's coming, you know, about to come home. So I thought I'd just put this up for them to have. I mean, I don't care if it's sooner than later, but, you know. I also grabbed this piece of fabric at the church rummage sale. It's just satin fabric. Y'all, I've got my trash everywhere. Like, how many of you have just strings that attach itself to everything? So I grabbed this satin blue. I thought this would be super cute for ruffles and some ocean themed journals. And since I was working on those right now, I mean, that was perfect to find. And I found these 2 packs of like little die cuts for birthday parties, and these will be perfect for sorry y'all, these will be perfect for the ocean themed journals. It's little mermaids, little shells, the bohemian ones anyways, and then some more shells. Again, super fun to cut up. They're already glittered, they're already cut. Birthday party section is a perfect place to look, but in that case, those were just on a table at a garage sale for $1.25, I think it was. I grabbed this placemat. It's squishy. I thought that would be a pretty journal cover or pockets inside a cottage themed journal, but that would be a cute journal in itself. And then this pot holder, how cute. This will be so cute in some cooking themed journals. I grabbed this sheer, it feels just like a cheap, you know, little sheer tablecloth, but this lace is perfect. You know, if you love lace, buy the pillowcases and tablecloths and cut it off. But I just thought this sheer fabric was even perfect to make ruffles and stuff out of. I'm collecting up stuff for some wedding journals, and yes, had to grab that. I grabbed these curtains. These would actually be cute curtains, but again, just thought this fabric was so pretty. I want to say they're a little longer than a valance. They're like I guess just a short window, like a kitchen window size curtain. So I grabbed 2 of those. I also found at this garage sale. Are y'all ready? This was at a garage sale. I guess someone just got it and didn't want it. They had their little Happy Meal toy sitting there, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to have that. And I'm just going to tell y'all, I'm almost 50, not quite, but almost. And I had my hair in like pigtails, just low pigtails that day with like a ball cap on. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm collecting these, you know, and I was going on and on about these Happy Meal toys. And they're like, oh, really? You know, and they're like, oh, you collect them? Anyways, when I walked outside, I was like, I told my husband, I was like, they probably think I'm crazy, like straight up crazy. Oh, well. So I grabbed this bookmark because this will be a fun little charm or tassel for a journal with this rooster. It's already on the string, or I can cut it off and put it on a different tassel, but this would be perfect to just put in the middle of a tassel. I love grabbing up these little poetry books. They're usually faith-based, which, I mean, you could just use that photo even and make tags, but the images are beautiful, and I love putting these in my prayer journals or faith-based journals. Love picking up these little books. So they had their plain cards this day for 50 cents. I don't usually buy the plain ones, but I don't think I have any navy blue. Maybe I do. I'm not sure. I don't feel like they're worn looking. And I thought these blue ones, even if I just use them for this size or this side or to alter, I went ahead for a quarter and grabbed those. And then these rook cards. Ooh, there's blue and red in here. I thought these would be perfect to use these numbers for December dailies. So that's why I grabbed these. I'm going ahead and laying out my stuff, y'all, for my photo, for the photo shoot. These were fun. Florida. These will be cute in the ocean beach themed or just travel journals. So that was fun to find. And then these I'm not so sure about, but I thought for a quarter I could send them in Happy Mail. I'm not really sure what these people are on. Well, the little reindeer's cute. They're just little Christmas cards, so these will be fun in Christmas journals, even if I alter the other side. You know, somebody's driving by on a motorcycle with their music just blaring. So I grabbed two peach laces. Now these were actually at a yard sale. They were just laying on the table. This is the same one that had the birthday party stuff. So I'm telling you, like, people, you know, she probably bought this to alter a pillow, or maybe she did a wedding shower or something. People just buy, I mean, they may not be artsy, but they may buy this stuff for certain things and then don't use it. So more peach lace. These root cards fell out. I grabbed this little, another little pen. This was a quarter. It says no L. So I thought that was beautiful for a Christmas journal. And next I'm going to show y'all, well, I think I have another book. Let me see. No, I don't see another book. I did grab this. Look, these are everywhere. 50 cents. This was, if this package was not bent, this is the prettiest package to me. But, and I could still cut this box up and use this in, like, you know, for little corner tuck spots. But these two vintage hankies were in there, and I thought, I mean, this one and these would be beautiful on a journal or just as pocket. So, I mean, you know, I don't have to explain to y'all, I don't guess what to do with these, but this was an exciting find for that cheap. And then, okay, so I grabbed, they had this bag, right? This little tote bag full of Christmas card. Wait, nope, this is birthday. They already had them sorted. So obviously I'm not going to go through all of these. And usually I wouldn't even pick up this many. I would just grab a handful, because y'all know I'm all about grabbing something only if I'm going to use it. But I mean, I will eventually use it, but lately I've just been grabbing things if I need it soon. But I mean, already look at this envelope, like how precious. So, I mean, I can even use these as, you know, cards for people. But it was a whole entire thing. And she said, have you, and see, they're not necessarily vintage, but they're beautiful. I mean, some of them maybe, I don't know. And she said, oh my goodness, have you looked inside the filing cabinet? And I was like, no, I usually do. I'm usually nosy and open the drawers, but I didn't this time. And she said, if you'll go in there and clean it out, you can have them for a couple of bucks. So I went in there, and y'all, I really just don't even have the space to, I don't think, to put them up here, but I grabbed a thing of Christmas cards. This bag was full. We'll just see together. And then I believe there were 2 more bags, just like I showed you the little totes. Excuse me, these are a little dusty. Anyways, Christmas. Again, I will go through and just weed out the ones that I don't love. And I always love sharing these. If you buy a Christmas journal from me, I usually give you several, you know. But like these envelopes are precious if I use nothing else but the envelopes. I also love altering cards. Ooh, this is so pretty. Look how cute. Just precious little cards. This must have just been an assortment. Look at her. If y'all would like to see how I do alter cards, I've actually filmed a couple videos lately, I think. I don't know if it was titled Altering a Greeting Card, but that is something I've loved doing lately, whether I turn them into booklets or just alter them a little and use them as a large tag. Well, that's a lot of envelopes. That's a cute envelope. But anyways, I'm happy to make a video just sharing my ideas with those. But I mean, these polka dotted envelopes are precious. And then I also grabbed I did grab a bunch of these hanging file folders that were red. And then some bright blue. I mean, obviously I can use these as hanging file folders. And I also grabbed a whole pack of like these tabs that I thought would be super fun to use. But I thought these red ones, I use file folders all the time as my spine base or journal base or the back to back my tags with. I mean, file folders it's probably the #1 thing that I always use, mostly the manila ones, but I thought these red ones would be perfect for Christmas. And then here's the pack of these. Oh, I see my other box now, y'all. I was so confused because I was thinking, I thought I got more stuff. So these would be fun, obviously on the side of a page. These would be fun in the ocean themed journals, this color. Or, I mean, to use them as they're supposed to be used. I am not going to pause this. I'm just going to grab this box. Oh, there's 2 boxes. I knew I had more stuff. I was like, where in the world? Okay, some more cards. And more cards. These are Christmas. I mean, just... goodness gracious. Again, even just to give to, I mean, use as your Christmas cards, like, fabulous. That's so cute. I mean, look at that little kitten with, I mean, I cannot wait to sit and actually go through these. And I won't bore y'all with that. I mean, you may be interested, but you may not be. I've got a mess, y'all. Okay, so this was the sale where I went back twice. I have this book, but I've been using a lot of the pages lately, so I was so excited to actually find another one. I mean, you know, because with books, once you've used the images, that's it. And I like to share, you know, the pages if it, you know, with people, or if you order a journal in that theme, I like sharing them. So I love these family circle cooking books. This one was cute, the Southern Heritage Family Gatherings cookbook. She had all kinds, but again, I was trying to be selective. Like, look how cute. Even that would be a cute tag. That. So it has like some vintage looking, you know, photos in here. Plus, that's pretty. I think, you know what I did? I bought this for the cover. Did I say that right? I actually bought this for the cover. The Southern Heritage Family Gatherings Cookbook. I liked the title of that. I thought that would be a fun just cover in itself for a cookbook. Better Homes and Gardens. Y'all, stuff is like, ugh. I should have cleaned these before I did this. Best buffets. I'm telling y'all, when I leave a sale and I'm wanting to pull it up front of the truck and like look at it, my husband's like, no, don't get that out up here. It wigs him out. He's like, there's probably stuff all over those. And then he's always like, you don't have to show a repeat. I was with you. I don't have to see what you bought all over again. And I'm like, it's a girl thing. It doesn't matter if we're at Dollar Tree. We get in the car and we're like, look what I got. You know, do y'all do that with your friends? Because we do. This I grabbed because I knew somebody that was doing, a couple people that's doing Sesame Street journals, and I thought I would send them some of the pages of this. I mean, you know, if you pass, I mean, if you find something for a couple bucks or under and you can, I mean, why not? You know, if you know somebody that's out there making those journals, I just feel like, I mean, you know, grab it up because, I mean, you know, they may not run across things like this. So I have been collecting up for poo journals at some point. So I loved how these pages were matte. This was water damaged, but man, it makes me mad that it was damaged. It's 1970 and 71. I felt like I could rescue some of the images. I mean, these are so pretty. Like, look at these little icing, or I mean, I don't know what you, an icing chart maybe. I just did a journal for, I mean, I'm going to say she's my new friend. Hey, Misty, if you're watching. But she makes cakes. My daughter, fun fact, actually, just for a hobby sometimes, she makes cakes. And, oh my goodness, that's precious. And fun fact, my aunt, one of my favorite aunts growing up, I actually lived with her for a year and a half or so. In middle school, she was a caterer, and I would come home from school every day, and she would have wedding cakes. I mean, just everywhere. It was the thing all the time. So this makes me think of her, actually. But anyways, those are just the prettiest. I love images of cakes and cupcakes and stuff. I grabbed this piece of lace, and even if it's dingy and doesn't come clean, I can either coffee dye it or dunk it in some dye, you know, if it'll take. I know some laces are finicky, but so when I went back to this place the second time, honestly, I'll tell y'all how crowded it was. The first time, I didn't even notice there was a sewing machine. Like, how did I miss that? That's the first thing I usually, and my husband, we look for is, do they have a sewing machine? What room's it in? And didn't even see it. And then when I went back, The second time, my daughter was like, oh, even that sewing machine's pretty, Mama. And I was like, wait, what? What sewing machine? And this wasn't a big house. That's what's weird that I didn't even notice it. But anyways, and so I know there's usually treasure in the drawers. So I opened the drawers, and there was definitely little pieces of treasure. So I got some mint colored seam binding. And this is the kind we love that crinkles, you know. And I mean, I know I use the cotton kind sometimes, but I don't pick it up that often. I usually only pick it up now if it's this satin kind. Satin, that's the word. Because I love how we can crinkle it up, you know, and use it as in our journals. And then I'm in a random buckle. These beautiful little pearl looking buttons. Again, patriotic journals. These patches I thought would be super cool. This was called Candlewick yarn, and it's in old packaging. So I thought that, I mean, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it was a more rope type yarn, but it's kind of thick. I don't know. At the moment when I picked this up, I was in the middle of a neutral theme beach journal, and this just made sense to grab. Even if you just roll it up like this and staple it behind a, you know, a little die cut. You can always use embroidery floss in journals. Or the way it's intended, and actually put it through a needle and sew something on there. This paper clip is all crusty and old already. And again, patriotic journals. Oh, I thought that was envelopes. So this is a little notepad. Super cute. Ooh, I found some vintage stationery at the, okay, yes. I'm remembering now. It's all coming back to me now. So she had this just pinned, all these little fabric pieces. This was it. This is all the fabric, but I mean, how cute to just add on to a little tag. It's already cut. I love finding just, you know, someone was going to make things with these little fabric treasures. A little bit of mint tiny baby rickrack. I don't really do Halloween journals, but I know a lot of people who do, and I felt like this would be super fun, even just for a fall candy corn type theme journal. This might would really be cute, actually, for a candy corn type. I've got some candy corn fabric, so I may put it with that. Yeah, I might do that. And then offer it as in a little kit or something. If not, I'll send it off in friend mail. But I think that would be super cute with that candy corn fabric. Here's white or cream rickrack, the wide kind. So that was fun to find. And again, y'all, I'm not pausing this today. I'm going to grab this other box. This is where the most fun stuff to me was. All right. So I did find some vintage stationery, as well as these Yahtzee scorecards. Let me pile some up. Oh, I found the coolest graph paper. Okay, yes, I found the coolest graph paper. Like several different kinds. Okay, I'll just go ahead and show you these Yahtzee score sheets. And I love to play Yahtzee, y'all, but I feel like one of these, look, yeah, these were super yellowed and old, some of them. And I mean, obviously, like I said, I can use the other ones, but some of them are just already yellowed and fun to throw in a journal. So I grabbed those. And I tell y'all every time as I'm showing you vintage stationery, but I still haven't really found the super, I mean, you know, kitschy, cutesy kind, but I was pleased with this. And I was telling my husband, like, just see if you see any stationery. And I finally was able to show him this day to look for boxes like this. But I turned around because he had found all this cool graph paper. I'll have to show y'all. There's like 4 different kinds. So I did find a box. I thought these were super cute with the pink, little pink edging, and then these little stickers were in there. I love finding little stickers. And then here's what the paper looks like. I guess that would be what, more 80s themed. And my dream to find would be like the 50s and 60s, you know, or 70s maybe. But here were some little shell cards. I thought these were super cute. And then this was in there with the shell. I guess it's just the paper you would write on, but again, I love how it's just kind of aged around the edges. That's for people like me that have a lot to say and you need an extra sheet of paper inside your card. This little piece, that was cute. This graph paper, y'all, so cute. Like, first off, I had the McDonald's Happy Meals on the brain, so I thought, how perfect is this to put on a junk journal layout with those as the background? But then I thought, I don't know, back to school or just retro themed journals. I love this graph paper. So cute. And then this, I mean, obviously you can buy this at Walmart, but I feel like this looks a little different. It's a little bit bigger. I mean, again, you can probably still find this kind, but still love using that. This was really cool. I honestly didn't pay this any attention, and my husband's like, I think you'd like that. See how cute this ledger, I guess you'd say ledger paper. I'm not sure what you call this, but super cute for pages. And then I think there was, yeah, one more kind. This was the packaging on it. I love this brand, y'all. Like, how cute. So it was just a black grid, double-sided. So perfect. And then I just got a few more things, y'all. So this homemade cookies cookbook. I love buying anything like cookies and cupcakes. So this was Better Homes and Gardens. $19.75. I hope y'all can see. I mean, look at them. They're just all happy cooking. Oh, such cute images. Yellowed recipes. These two, I thought, oh, these would make perfect patriotic journals at some point. And it's just the words to God Bless America and Star Spangled Banner. But even if I just use the pages, or, I mean, these are beautiful. And they're sleeky. They're not necessarily matte, but they still, whether I keep it intact and flip it into a whole journal or just use the covers, I just loved those. So these, I guess, were given out by the VA at one point. I'm fixing to have a craft-a-lunch, y'all, and I'm not even kidding. I have this book, but I went ahead and grabbed another copy because I feel like I probably won't do back to school journals this year. I may, but when I do, I want to have a few options. So I grabbed another one of these, and I may give it, to one of my grandbabies, but they're not there yet, but soon. Another Winnie the Pooh book. And y'all, let me just show you, in that sewing machine, I found this old baby wipe container of all these buttons. And there were like white and pearly looking ones. That's the main thing that she kept. So I was super excited to find that. And I don't know if there's, you know, I wish there would be more of these shell looking. I don't know what that's called, but even if there's not, again, I got a giant box of stuff for $4. I mean, so I was like, you know what? Even if I pass all of these buttons on to someone else who will use them, I was not passing that up. Even if I just grab a handful. I grabbed this book called Fishes. This was a first printing in 1969, I think that says. Possibly 89. I can't tell. I think it's 69, but I thought these images would be perfect to use, to cut up and use in. Okay, so I was going to say ocean, but I was thinking this was a more freshwater. Well, it's probably all types, so. Super cute book. And then in the stationery pile, there were these just little blue butterfly envelopes. Thought those were super cute. And then, y'all know I love butterflies and dragonflies, but these green, so pretty. And then these were just plain old business envelopes, but again, I like that. I don't know, they just look older to me and cute. Just a handful of these green ones. And then there was this box of these neutral colored, like tan, with the black inside. So I thought those would be fun for a specific project, I guess. I grabbed a roll. She had some fabric ribbon. I have learned that if they're a florist, they usually have some of this fabric ribbon. But again, I don't know if I can clean this up or not. I'm going to try, but I thought that print was so cute. And then this was wrapped, so I thought it was perfectly fine to go ahead and grab because it's usually just fine inside. But I couldn't really tell what this was. Let's see. It's the cutest sticker. Okay, it's little baby shoes. Okay, that'd be so cute in a little baby journal. It looks like little ballerina slippers. So cute. With little yellow, green, and pink stripes and polka dots. I do make a lot of baby journals, so that would be fantastic. I also have this book already, but again, it's one that I've used a whole lot of. I love these images. This is another one of my favorite little cooking books to pull those monochromatic images from. So I knew right off the bat, I was so happy to find another one of those. And then I'm going to save the best, in my opinion, for last, but here's another Winnie the Pooh book. So cute. This was a super fun find. 1974. Y'all, I hope you're in frame. I haven't really paid attention. I have a couple of these style books, but I was happy to find this one because, again, once you use that image, it's used. And, again, I like sharing these in with little add-on packs and stuff. These are fun to use in personal journaling, too. And then there was this book, y'all. This is huge. It's one of those, it's a golden book, but it's, and this is bigger than the large little golden books I have. It's even bigger than that. So, I don't know. Maybe it was like special. I wish I had one of those to show y'all beside me. So I would say it's a good 2 or 3 inches bigger than just the large little golden books. I think they're called big little golden books. But oh, I told my husband, I was like, that's a treasure. I mean, look at these images. I feel like if you're in, if you love little golden book journals, at Easter time you've seen this particular book, but I'm curious. I think I've buried my ruler. I'm curious to see the size of this because this would be a huge journal. But even just the pages, oh my goodness. Because see, here's a legal, or not legal, but you know, well, I guess it'd be considered a legal pad, the shape of it. 8.5 by 11, okay. So it's probably a 12, it's probably 9 by 12. So that's a pretty big book. But I was so excited to find this. Let me know what you would do with this. Would you put it up to read to your grandbabies or kids, or would you turn it into a giant journal, or would you use the pages and then eventually use the cover? I'm curious. I'm curious if you're even still here. If you're still here, I don't even know if there's a golden egg emoji, but there's a gold star. Leave me a gold star emoji if you're still here. And thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Y'all have a great day. Bye.